Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone, and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the 11th talk in our mental health awareness series. Today, we will be looking at another very interesting intersection about our mental health. Our topic is, as the title suggests, is going to be 27 intoxications. We call them mada in Pali. And hubristic pride. This is kind of a psychological term in psychology. Differential relations to aspects of modesty and peace. So, as you can see, intoxications, I mean, this is not what normal folks think about intoxications in general context. Intoxications mean the sort of infatuations that we may have in our life, depending on different, I would say, perceptions, different things. So Buddhism identifies 27 types of infatuations or intoxications whereby people getting so much, I would say, so much intoxicated or infatuated. So we are today here to look at what they are one by one. At the same time, looking at pride, pride. But here, the pride in this context means hubristic pride, which is a bit, exaggerative and something that is related to narcissism or kind of stuff. So we need a sort of healthy pride. We call them in psychology authentic pride, because authentic pride is based on reality, or in other words, I would say fulfillment, accomplishment, achievement, and it is not relied on something that didn't happen to us, something that we did not really achieve in our life. So authentic pride is a good thing, because that definitely encourages and motivates us to pursue our goals, and it is very goal oriented. On the other hand, in addition to, I would say, authentic pride, what we can see is the hubristic pride. Hubristic pride is not based on reality. It is just an overestimated self that you might perhaps think that you never get wrong, and you never, um, you never actually uh, come across, you never actually face downfalls, failures, mistakes in your life, which is not a real thing. We all encounter and face different calamities, downfalls, criticism. They are very normal. I mean, we learn out of all these, and we don't say that criticism is bad. Criticism is something that has to come from constructive channels and not out of jealousy. I would say, um, you know, different other bad, negative thoughts that might be developed by other people for different unnecessary reasons. So the topic is kind of very clear in this context. So we have uh, to discuss about mother. Mother is a part of mana, actually. Now, in Abhidhamma, we know mana has not been separated from, sorry, mother has not been separately given as an impurity in the Abhidhamma. So normally what we can say is mother has been explained in the context of mana. So mother is not separated, but there are references where we find out that mana and mother, which means measuring and then conceit, they are sort of, two dominant lions. They are living in their cages, two dominant lions. So one lion and the other lion. Mana is a lion, mother is a lion. So they can't stay in one cage. That means if somebody has mana and somebody has mother intoxication and measuring, they can't live together. Okay, so we're going to look at um, what are these 27 intoxications, or we call them mother. We'll look at mother first. And then what is hubristic pride? Now, pride simply means that you are really happy about an achievement. But when it comes to hubristic pride, then you are overestimating yourself for something that you never achieved properly. And there is an authentic pride. And proud, being proud, that's the feeling of pride. Okay, that's the state of mind that you have, that you will become when you have pride. So we can actually look at these two sides. At the same time, we're going to look at how does an authentic pride, which is really based on reality and then accomplishment, achievements, so on and so forth, really lead us to modesty and peace. So the flip side, opposite side of pride, hubristic, whatever pride and intoxications is modesty, and then this leads us to peace. We all like to be peaceful. We all expect, we all wish that everybody should deserve uh, happiness, peace. This is our uh, you know real wish that we always actually share everywhere, uh, all the time in our talks. Okay, first of all, I would like to share with you the state of mind that we have to cultivate, uh, which is actually beyond pride, being proud, or intoxication. That is none other than, uh, I would say, modesty. I mean, people don't call humble, and humble is kind of a word that some people may use, but we say we have to be very modest. So, modest is such a very good state of mind. I mean, not many people in our society think that they need to be modest. But we know in the Metta Sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, we have learned that there are 15 skillful habits, uh, in which we can see one particular virtue called a skillful habit called Appagabba. Appagabba means being modest. If we really want to practice 10 kusala, we should be able to practice Appagabba. Appagabba means we should be able to be modest. Now, modest, in the sense of its semantic meaning, is the quality or state of being unassuming or moderate in the estimation of one's abilities. Two aspects: the quality or state of being unassuming. I mean, we always judge other people. Now, this is the fundamental barrier, I would say, impediment to our mindfulness, right? We always like judging other people. We don't have this non-judgmental uh, mindset. If somebody says something to us, if we notice somebody's action, if we notice something online, if we watch something on TV, we always come up with our own judgment about that particular thing. We are not rather looking at it from its own objective perspective. This is where we can actually get wrong. So Appagabba is also very helpful for you to practice mindfulness. That means don't be judgmental. But there are times, there may be some circumstances where you need some judgment, but you know but in your daily life, try to see most of your things, especially the struggling moments where you feel that, what if that uh, I was not judgmental this much in a previous circumstance. You can bring this non-judgmental behavior into those occasions in the future, because you knew that being judgmental did not help that particular activity to sort out, right? Okay, so appagabba. This is such a very interesting virtue. I don't know how many people can understand this. Now, why it is too tired? You know, the quality or state of being unassuming. Now, on one side, we are supposed to be non-judgmental. That is one aspect. In every activity, in our actions, in our thoughts, in our word, speech, we need to be unassuming, non-judgment. On the other side, moderate in the estimation of one's abilities. And we all like to shrug off, and then we like to, exaggerate it, talk about uh, things that actually lead into hyperbole, and embellish us, self-talk. I'm the best, I know everything, I'm better than other people. And we can actually look at this from a very interesting Dhamma perspective today, especially from Abhidhamma. These 27 intoxications are mentioned in the Abhidhamma, the Vibhanga Pakarana. So uh, we then need to look at modesty in two perspectives: being non-judgmental, and then being very moderate about our skills achievements. When somebody asks us, we're gonna be very low key. We can actually practice something, very moderate. We don't want to actually say, okay, I did this, I passed, I went to this place, I know everything, I won this medal and all that. Got to be very low key, practice this low profile, because that is how we are supposed to act on our achievements. That's been Buddhism. Okay, with that in mind, let's slowly get into pride. I'm going to actually look at hubris. I would say is hubristic pride. What is hubris? Hubris is a personality trait that involves excessive pride, confidence, and self-importance. It's kind of an extreme level of pride, confidence, self-importance. I mean, we need pride. If you are someone who has a living, who has a household, who has a good spouse, who has good parents, why don't we uh, try to be happy about it? That's kind of a happiness. But we are not supposed to be excessively proud about what we have, what we need. That is where we can actually cross the line of you know uh, normal pride, authentic pride, and we can actually getting into tapping into this what do you call it? Hubristic pride. Now, one of the things that we can see with hubristic individuals who have this excessive pride, excessive confidence, overestimation, who are more importantly self-focused, you can notice their behavior in a way that they tend to overestimate things such as their abilities, knowledge, importance, and likelihood of success. You might say, my spouse is the best, my children are better than other people, my children sat for the best examination in the world, I have all the qualifications, I've been to the best university, I've been to the best college, and I have everything, I got something that nobody can achieve. I mean, these are symptoms of somebody who has what you call this hubristic pride. Okay, let's kind of summarize a little bit about some of the basic examples of hubristic people. Like, now, according to psychology, they assume that this could be some of the CEOs and other executives, politicians and judges and attorneys. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, some, probably some, not even them. I mean, we all could be sometimes carrying the hubristic pride, because if we are not mindful, then definitely hubristic pride can take us over. What are the fundamental traits that are associated when we have the hubristic pride? Okay, there are three main contexts, three main bad traits we might develop time to time if we are having hubristic pride. Number one, narcissism. Now, this is kind of a very famous, you know, uh, theory, or I would say a kind of a psychological disorder that we discussed in the last couple of years because of some political reasons. Now, narcissism is a trait, personified by excessive interest and admiration of oneself, together with arrogance, hostility, self-absorption, and excessive levels of self-love. So, narcissism is a part of this hubristic uh, pride. Second, Machiavellianism. What is Machiavellianism? Machiavellianism is another term in social discourse, which we understand by cunning, manipulative, and willing to use any means necessary in order to achieve your goals. So you kind of, if you have this Machiavellianism, you might possess manipulations, domineering elements to control other people because you wanted to achieve your goals. So, which is a part of somebody who has hubristic pride and social dominance. This is something that we always witness of some people who have some power even in some small units at work, in families. So, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and social dominance are the main elements, I would say, main traits associated with somebody who has the pride, um, hubristic pride. Now, how do we look at the impact of someone who has hubristic pride, which is a really uh, unwholesome, at the same time harmful kind of a state of mind that some people may have in their life? Their relation with the self. Now, this is what we can see fundamentally, because once they develop their authentic pride to a level of hubristic pride, so their relationship with the self is going to be in limbo. They don't know, I mean, how to, uh, you know, I would say, continue with their proper self. And number two is that their relationship with others is at risk, is in limbo as well, because if you develop your authentic self pride to a level of hubristic pride, that means you have this narcissism, and then Machiavellianism and social dominance. You're kind of impacting others negatively. You're kind of controlling, domineering, manipulating. You are not letting other people to be the people who they want to be, who they are, and then you are sort of like trying to manipulate everybody, pretty much. Sort of deconstructing, destructing, destroying, everybody, yourself, and not only yourself but also others. And also, their relationship with the world is at stake, at risk. If you have this hubristic pride, which is a reflection of overestimation, you kind of impact the whole world uh, with a lot of harmful effects. You don't care the environment, you don't care the ecological, world, ecological environment, life. You are damaging everybody, not only you, everybody, not only you and other people, but also this whole universe, because your ideas, thoughts, perceptions are really harmful. Okay, now I wanted to discuss about what are the steps that we can actually do to get rid of uh, this hubristic pride. I'll actually leave that to the end of this discussion. Dhamma folks, if you have any questions, please type in those questions in the comments below, and I'm going to actually look at them during the discussion. So now let's get into mother. Now, the Buddhist concept of mother, which is what we understand as a clear connection, access to hubristic pride. I think many of you know the fifth precept in the five precepts. Sura Mereya Majjapama Dattana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiya. Now, in this precept, you can see the word called pamad, Sura Mereya Majjapama Dattana. Now, you are not consuming, not alcohol, actually. I'm not saying alcohol. It could be whatever the food, whatever the beverages that you are consuming, to a level where you can make a sound judgment about yourself and the other people. And that is what we call by surami. Now, pamada attana, which means you are causing yourself to be delayed. Now, that has a mother. Now, let me read kind of a commentarial expression about pamada, because we'll actually get into mother through pamada. Tatta katamo pamadu. What is pamada in this context? Kaya duccharite va, vachi duccharite va, mano duccharite va, panchasuva kama gunesu chittasya vassaggu. Vassagganupadanang kusalanang va dhammanang bhavanaya asakkaccha kiriyata, asataccha kiriyata, Anattita kiriyata, olina vuttita, nikkitta chandata, nikkitta durata, anaseva, abhavana, abahuli kamman, anaditthana, ananuyogo pamadu. Yo eva rupo pamado pamajjana pamachitattam ayang uchati pamadu. It's pretty much about a specific delay in your life towards fulfilling kusalas. I mean, there are people who are very lazy, uh, who are very much, lacking in effort in order to do a good thing. So the more you become lazy, the longer you are, uh, you are far you are from the Dhamma, because you can't think about the practice of Dhamma, because you actually so slowly going away from the Dhamma because you are very lazy about your practice. So pamada in that context means that you have a negligence, you have a delay uh, towards the Dhamma. Why you have the delay towards the Dhamma is that you are intoxicated. Now, that is what I wanted to actually bring up. You are intoxicated because of something. Now, why you are intoxicated in this context, particularly, means that you have consumed food and beverages to an extent where you can make a sound judgment. Now, this is how we're going to look at the fifth precept and pamada, and then we are actually looking through uh, pamada, something we call by mother. Now, one very famous reference where we find out mother is Diga Nikaya 33, Sangiti Sutta. Now, everybody knows why Sangiti Sutta and Dasuttara Sutta, they were actually given by Arhan Sariputta. You know, all of a sudden, Nigantanatha Putta, the teacher of Jains, he passed away, and the Jains were trying to quarrel each other. So Arhan Sariputta thought, I should convocate, do a kind of a uh, council actually. Even the Buddha was living with them, and he was actually doing kind of a council using through numerical aspects of the Dhamma. There he mentions three types of mother infatuations or intoxications. Youth infatuation, that means yobbana, that means there are young people who might overthink about their youth and are young forever, which is an infatuation. Health infatuation, which means arogya, kind of, there are people who have not yet become sick, become ill, might feel that I'm gonna be like this forever, which is another infatuation. And life infatuation, jivita mother, which means that there are people who might think that I'm gonna live for 100 years or more than that. At a time they can never uh, ever think about the exact age. All these are actually infatuations. Let me quote this. Infatuated by youth infatuation, Yobbana, by health infatuation, Arogya mother, by life infatuation, Jivita mother, the ignorant, worldly, Putucha, pursues an evil course. Now, when you are intoxicated, even with these three intoxications, infatuations, because of youth, because of health, because of life, you become ignorant. Then you will follow or pursue an evil course, akusala kamma, in bodily actions, kaya kamma, speech, vachikamma, and thought, manokamma. And thereby, at the dissolution of the body, after death, passes to a lower world, to a woeful course of existence, to a state of suffering and health. Your future lives are in danger too. Now, let me take you to the uh, 27 mothers, which we mention in our topic today. Now, there are 27 infatuations which are very important to all of us, because they are really telling us something to practice. Or I would say they are something that teach us to bring us onto the other side of the mother, which is called by modesty. Now, this is mentioned in the Vibhanga Pakarana. Now, Vibhanga Pakarana is one of the Abhidhamma book. In Vibhanga Pakarana, there is a section called Kuddaka Vattu, probably kind of a smaller section. Now, in that the Buddha has mentioned 27 intoxication. Now I want to actually go one by one. The first one is jati mada. Now, what is jati mada? Jati means birth. So, how does someone develop jati mada? Uh, Someone can develop jati mada in a way that I was born. I was born into a certain type of life, I would say. Now, when you are a human, you might perhaps be intoxicated by looking at the birth of animals, the birth of, I would say, other beings, other lower beings. Buddha said that this is rotating. I mean, this is circling. I mean, don't think that you will be ever humans, right? You may have done a good karma in a past life. That's why you became a human. So do not take it to an intoxication. You thank your good karma, but never ever wish that you need to be intoxicated. That probably you need to have a good feeling that I was actually born into a human. It's a good thing that I did, but never ever get infatuated or intoxicated with that. The second intoxication is gotta. Now, gotta means uh, in Buddhist India, it was a race. I belong to this race, this community, this group of people, to certain country, or country of very highly respected people. So I am better than other people. So this is kind of a mother intoxication, right? I mean, we have to respect everyone, and we don't need to decide the worth of everybody, worth of somebody based on which race. I think in today's world, nobody actually cares these things. But I guess there are maybe some communities who might not yet thought about these things from a wider, uh, larger context, so that they might still carry uh, these kind of thoughts. So if they carry this intoxication, definitely they actually ruining their spiritual life. Gotta mother, which means infatuation on race. The third mother intoxication is arogya. Now, arogya means, as I brought up at the beginning, someone can be intoxicated because of one's good health, right? Now, the good health uh, is a very good thing that we all wish everyone, even at the end of any Dhamma talk, even everywhere, even in today's world, especially because of the pandemic. But we should think that if you are already healthy, but do not ever think that you will be healthier or you will be healthier forever in the same way, because it can change, because you are carrying a body of five aggregates. I mean, that means it's not your body in a certain context, right? But you are supposed to take care of your body, but never ever think that you have the perfect health so others don't have. Then otherwise you will, if you think that others don't have the perfect health like you, then you might develop intoxication. That's the third intoxication or infatuation, because we actually uh, interchangeably use the word mother for both infatuation or intoxication. We'll use intoxication. The fourth mother is yobbana. Now, yobbana, as I said earlier, yobbana means youth. There are maybe some young folks who might be intoxicated because they are still young, and they might not think that this young time, this youth will pass in a certain time. So, simply because you are young, never ever think that you will be young forever in the same way. Can it change? You can still appreciate your youth, probably, but you should not bring that to a level where you can actually frown upon other people, you can actually underestimate other people. Otherwise, if you do that, you will be having developing this intoxication. If you don't, you appreciate yourself, at the same time you don't actually bring that to other people, whether they uh, as such, that means you are good. You don't have intoxication. The fifth one is jivita. I'm a human being, so I can live a long time, at least 50, 60 years, and another 20 even long. Jivita mother. There are people who die untimely. There are people who live longer. There could be multiple reasons. Simply because you are living longer than other people, you should never get intoxicated because of that life that you are having. You appreciate your life, your good karmas, do more good karmas, but never ever bring that to other people who lost their lives for different reasons. Otherwise, you may be carrying this what you call intoxication called jivit. Labha mother is the sixth one. Now, labha simply means gains, right? Gains, different gains. Now, a lot of people can get infatuated, intoxicated because a lot of people offer things, especially for the monks and nuns, monastic communities, and also other people too. I mean, simply because one uh, has a good, level of requirements, I would say qualifications, eligible stuff, one may get these gains from other people, from companies, from workplaces. Just because you are getting these things for your qualifications, your things, never ever estimate those who don't get them compared to you, because you just appreciate what you are getting, what you are receiving, but do not, but not never ever think that you need to uh, frown upon, sort of put down other people just because you are getting, they are not getting. Seven, mother is sakkara. Now, sakkara is another type of gain. I would say actually labha and sakkara, they go in one phrase, one word, but it has been separated here. Sakkara simply means that labha could be gain, sakkara could be offering. So simply because you are offered things, never ever bring that to other people who don't get in the same way and then put them down. So always appreciate what you are getting and the people who are giving you, but for other people, be compassionate, never ever be infatuated, intoxicated. Number eight is Garukara mother. So Garukara mother means somebody can be infatuated or intoxicated because of respect which that person receives from other people. Now there are different people who are differently respected, right? Uh, some people might not be well respected. Some people might be well respected. So there may be multiple reasons associated or involved, but never ever put other people down simply because they are less respected, right? Because you may be well respected because you may have respected in your previous lives. Probably you are actually developing a very good spiritual, successful life. If you are thinking that I'm the only one who is getting respect, or my people, my group of people, my community, my country, then you are developing a what do you call an infatuation or intoxication. Infatuation or intoxication number nine is purekkar, the infatuation or the intoxication of putting in front. There are people who want to take the uh, lead. I mean, if they are qualified to do that, it's okay. If they are suitable enough, it's okay. But what if that somebody has this mentality, mindset that I want to be, uh, you know, not in the middle, not in the end. I always want to be the first, right? Even in a conversation, even in any activity, then that sort of leads that person into an intoxication, right? You don't mind about the place. You are simply helping. You are simply doing your things. You are simply fulfilling your activities. You are simply pursuing your life with good things. You don't care whether you are in front or in the middle or at the end, because your mind is settled. You're not looking for things. You're not looking for places there. Number 10 is parivara. Parivara means retinue, people. If you are a politician, if you are a celebrity, if you are a public speaker, if you are somebody who is famous, you may get a lot of people, communities, but never ever get infatuated. Be respectful, be appreciative, be thankful. Never ever, think that I'm the only one who gets or receives the same respect, because there may be other people who might not getting the same respect, same publicity, but you are simply being modest about what you get from other people, your groups, your people, disciples, students. Number 11 is bhoga mada. So bhoga means property, intoxication because you have property, wealth or riches, right? When you have a couple houses, when you have a lot of money, when you have a lot of things, right? Uh, what can automatically arise in you is that you will be intoxicated because you may compare with other people. The Buddha says, while appreciating your success and your good karmas, you should never ever measure with other people, right? Thinking that other people don't have and I only have. Then if you do that, you will develop a mother intoxication. Appreciate what you have and be modest of what you have, and then try to be compassionate, kind to other people. Number 12 is one. Now, one means what you call complexion, skin complexion. This is kind of a big issue in modern world, even in the past. In our previous many millennia, actually, many centuries, right? Now, skin complexion has led to many wars, many separations, many discrimination, even in many developed countries as well. Even in today's world, people frown upon different complexions, right? So we have to appreciate everyone's skin complexion. We don't say that this is the bad, this is the best, this is what we really want. We appreciate everyone's skin color. We are respectful. We want to accept everybody regardless of what color they have. This is the good mentality, the Buddhist mentality. If you think that you have the best skin complexion, then you are putting other people down, those who don't have it, which is most probably an illusion, right? Number 13 is sutta. Sutta means somebody who has studied a lot, a great deal of studies. Simply because you studied a lot, you have knowledge about different things, knowledge about a vast area of subjects. Don't ever uh, look down upon other people simply because they are not educated, studied. Because people are different. It is good that they study. Probably they may have studied differently than you. But if you think that everybody should study as same as you, that is an infatuation. That is an intoxication. That's a mud. Number 14 is patibhana. Patibhana means an intoxication of understanding. There are people who think that we are knowledgeable people. We are quick to understand anything. We can understand anything in a short amount of time. There are people who are good at that, but there may be many who are not like that. Remember what happened with Venerable Wangisa at the Buddhist time. Simply because you can understand, you are a fast learner. Never ever think that other people are bad because they are slow learners. Everybody is different. So you are modest about what you have. That is called Patibhana mother. Now, Rattanyu mother. Now, Rattanyu mother has also caused the Buddha to lay down the Vinaya as well. Now, one of the reasons why the Buddha laid down Vinaya rules was that there were monks who were intoxicated because they started claiming that we are all monastics. I mean, we have been in the monkhood for many years, many vassas, other than the novice, the new monks, So if you bring that, you know, time, old age time that I've been knowing, I've been associating, I've been living with this particular aspect for a long time, then you are even creating an intoxication, right? Prathanyamada means that uh, you will have this intoxication if you always try to espouse kind of a thought, kind of an idea with new people that I know better than you because I've been living long in this particular context, particular job, particular activity, right? It's not good. I mean, if you want to help, it's good, but if you try to bring that to put other people down, new people down, you definitely have that intoxication. Number 16, Pindapatika mother. This is particularly applied to monks who were on Pindapata. Monks who were on Pindapata started blaming those who did not go on Pindapata. Not blaming, I mean, kind of frown upon. This was actually given by one of the boons of Devadatta, monk Devadatta. Devadatta asked every monk has to be on Pindapata. Buddha said, no, Let monks decide, if they want to go for Pindapata or not. So, in the same way, I would bring this to an extent called humility, uh, because you should never use your sila to bring other people down, put other people down. That's why the Buddha added Pindapata as a mother. Just because you go on Pindapata, you should never think that others should do the same thing. Number 17 is anavanyata. Anavanyata means there may be an individual who might not be criticized by other people that much because his or her actions are really good, impeccable, better than other people. Just because that person is not criticized that much, that particular person who is not that much criticized, not think that he or she is better than other people who are always criticized. That is also going to be a intoxication, right? Now, if you think that I'm not always criticized, I do the job well, and other people are really screwing up and blundering, and then you might perhaps develop a certain intoxication, right? Number 18, Iriyapata. Iriyapata means there may be some people who have thoughts that I actually utilize my postures, be that walking, standing, sitting, lying down, better than other people. If you are a yoga person, you might always think, unless you are a teacher, if you think that your postures are better than other people's postures, you might develop this thing. Unless you want to teach other people good postures, never ever uh, bring the failure to a level where you develop an intoxication. Number 19 is Iddhi. Now, Iddhi mother means there were monks and those monastics or lay people who could utilize what you call levitation powers that they can use to walk in the sky and those places, disappear from here and then appear from another place. So Buddha said, never ever use such things to put other people down or just to showcase that you are a very powerful person. Yasa mother is the 20th one. Yasa means fame, popularity. Simply because you are very popular, you are very public, you are very famed by other people. Never ever think that others are not like that, so I am better than them. That is an intoxication. Sila mother means you may be a person, there may be a person who might think that I keep my precepts well and other folks are not. And then I'm trying to have this feeling that I'm better than other people from my Sila. Even we should not bring Sila to an extent where we develop intoxication. Because if you develop anything to compare and then put other people down, even that is bhavana, meditation, mindfulness, Sila, what you are doing is you are, on the other hand, developing an intoxication, which is pretty bad. And then Jhana mother is the 22nd one. Now, Jhana means absorption. Now, this is the results of somebody's initial practice of samatha bhavana. Samatha bhavana is the starting point of our meditation. Samatha means that we practice, different meditations, as Buddha Ghosha mentions, 40 contemplations, in order to get us to a different jhanas, starting from spanning from first, second, third, fourth jhanas. Now, when you achieve jhanas, you probably have some of the skills, higher skills. Simply because you have jhanas, you never need to look down upon because they don't have jhanas compared to you. Because if you have that perspective, because you have jhanas and others don't, that means you are developing an intoxication. 23rd one is Sippa mother. Sippa mother means what you call uh, different what you call art. There are maybe people who know different technical skills, art skills, right? So we call them different arts, different craft, different kind of skills. Simply because you have uh, a good amount of skill for different particular activity, technical activities, different other things. Never ever life skills. Never ever think that other people don't, so that I am better than them. Because if you do think so, you are developing an intoxication mother. Aroha mother. Now, aroha means that you have a what do you call perfect body. Parinaha means you have a perfect height, have a perfect what do you call body in terms of your uh, physical appearance. Parinaha means you have the perfect height that is really going with the uh, size of the body. So, I mean, which might develop some people's mind about this body image awareness to a level and intoxication, because you might probably think there are people who might not uh, work out well, who might not keep the body really well, healthy. So you might perhaps come up with this thing very easily. That's why we always have to be kind, compassionate, not try to put other people down because you guys are not doing the same thing just as me. Appreciate what you do, appreciate what you have, and be kind to others. Maybe you can help in the best possible way. The last two mothers are Santana mother. Santana means the structure of your body, the figure of your body. I have a very good figure, but others don't. If you are a woman, you are a lady, you might perhaps refer this to other people, women, ladies. If you are a man, you might perhaps refer this to other men. Never ever do that. You just be happy, appreciate what you got because of your command, because of your activities, because of your practice, because of your good way of spending life in here. At the same time, be kind to other people. Uh, Probably you can help if other people want to develop. Paripuri or Paripuri, these are two similar kind of closely going words. Paripuri or Paripuri means that I have a very uh, I have an I have a very unblemished body. I have no blemishes in my body, no scars, nothing, right? No wrinkles, no gray hairs, right? This might take some people to uh, an intoxication, because if you always think I have a very unblemished body without those blemishes, then that might easily take you to an intoxication mother, because we always worry about, struggle about our body image awareness. So, all in all, these 27 intoxications, which are not fundamentally causes of uh, beverages and food, give us an idea to think about that even the mental states, even the achievements, even the accomplishments, even different other skills, even some of the karmic consequences we have uh, gotten so far, can take us to mothers, intoxications. So, intoxications are not fundamentally food and beverages, it can actually go beyond food and beverage. So, that is something to think about when we look at hubristic pride. Now, hubristic pride, which is a psychological term, a fundamental idea about a person who has overestimated oneself. Now, overestimation is what we can see in all these 27 mothers. Now, even if you look at the first, from first to the 27th, Jati, Gotha, ආරෝග්‍ය යොබ්බන ජීවිත ලාභ සක්කාර ගරුකාර පුරක්කාර පරිවාර භෝග වන්න සුත පටිභාන රත්තඤ්ඤු පිණ්ඩපාතික අනවඤ්ඤතා ඉරියාපත ඉත්ති යස සීල ජාන සිප්ප ආරෝහ parinaha santana paripuri. All these are reflections about either our karmic effects or what we have achieved in this life. So if somebody overestimates any of these, that means that particular person has developed one's authentic pride into this hubristic pride, which is not a good thing. Now, the second part of our conversation is how we can look at modesty with regard to these two fundamental aspect, 27 mothers intoxications and hubristic pride. Now, what we have to develop is modesty. How can we develop modesty? Especially I know there are times where people can get rid of, uh, you know, hubristic pride because they are socially motivated. They are motivated by their co-workers, motivated by peers, friends. This is where we have to look at a very uh, practical and pragmatic set of steps so that we can practice in our daily life. Let me share with you a couple steps. Now, one of the things that we can practice is actively consider the dangers of hubris, or I would say hubristic pride. Now, if we really understand, if we really uh, or deeply think about that hubristic pride gives me all the harmful things, then that will be a motivation for us to get rid of practicing or get rid of developing hubristic pride, because we know overestimation is not a good thing at all. I always said that never ever estimate too less or too much, because we call hinamana or sayamana, or never ever uh, try to compare you in the same way as you see with other people, because you are not looking at the reality. So reality is what we are always supposed to look at. Another step is reflecting on our performance in an honest manner. Now, honesty is a very good thing, because simply now the reason why people have hubristic pride is that they are not honest. They want to show off, they want to shrug off, they want to uh, give an impression to other people that we are better than others. At a time, they are not really better than others too. So, honesty is a very important virtue. Now, this is what we understand in the Metta Sutta in many ways. Uju, Suju, right? These are fundamental virtues that we all have to practice. Another step that we can do is avoid hubristic thoughts, statements, and actions. Now, if you look at the 27 intoxications, then you can avoid once you develop the extreme level of those, or once you think that I am actually going on the wrong path based on my achievements, accomplishment, then you can stop. You can avoid that thinking. So, avoiding that thinking helps you not to make statements, not to make actions, not to make speech, not to have thoughts about such. Another step is to take yourself in a way that you are not very serious about your accomplishments. We should never be serious about our accomplishments. We just did it because probably we were supposed to do it. Probably we were trying to plan our future. Rather than this thinking, we should not be serious about those accomplishments. Surround yourself with people that help ground you in reality. And we really need kalyana mittas, wise friends, so that they can ground us, right? If we are having papa mittas, so very uh, much people who always, what we call to be talkers, they always talk about overestimations and you are the best, you are better at the time. We are not, and they are not. We should not be with talkers. We should be with people we call by Kalyana Mitras. So they are helping us to ground us with what we really have. Another step that we can practice to get rid of this hubristic pride or mother, 27 mother, is to listen to others. Now, we discussed about active listening last week, which means listening is very important. The more you listen, the less you have problems, because if you talk a lot, that means there are a lot of consequences from other people's different thoughts, ideas. Listening is a very important practice which you can do, which you can actually develop to minimize this hubristic pride. Finally, care about others. Now, if you really care about others, you will never try to develop a self, I would say a kind of a hubristic pride, because you care others. You are not trying to be dishonest. You are not trying to be lying what you don't have. Because if you are somebody who wants to control, you want to dominate, manipulate, or I would say, in other words, control everything, that means you are missing out on the best part of the reality, especially what you have, what other people have, what you're supposed to behave in this global context. Okay, so today we looked at the 27 mothers intoxications and the opposite, what we call by the opposite of that, which is called by hubristic pride. And also we were looking at how to be modest, going beyond these 27. So these are the steps that you can practice to be modest. At the same time, you are trying to look at the opposite side of those 27 mothers, so that you are getting into peace. So this is the peace which we really want. You might perhaps think that peace is something that you only do by meditation, but if you do not practice these ways, which are the opposite of the 27 mothers, or hubristic pride, you will never be able to practice, feel the everyday peace. Okay, so I don't think there are questions so far. Let me see. Okay, so if there are no questions, we're gonna wrap this up by sharing good karmas. May all the good karmas we've been acquiring in all these ways be transferred to all the departed relatives. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Idammi nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatiyo. Idammi nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatiyo. Idammi nyati nang hotu sukita huntu nyatiyo. May all the good karmas be shared by all the deities. May they protect all of us, and may they bless all of us for good health and all the good things. May they also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Ittavataj ammehi sambatang punya sampadang. Sabbe deva anumodantu, sabbe bhuta anumodantu, sabbe satta anumodantu, sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha chibumattha deva naga mahidika. Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkantu lokasasanang. Chirang rakkantu desanang, chirang rakkantu mang paranti. Finally, let's make our solemn wish. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating in all these ways be helpful for all of us to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silis nichang vadha pachayino chattaru dhamma vadhanti ayuvano sukhang balang ayurarokya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samichat. Have a good night and have a good day ahead of you.